Hi, I'm Rita Wilkins, also known as the Downsizing Designer. So today I want to talk to you about something that I've not talked to you about before, and it's about upgrading your lifestyle. My book is called Downsize Your Life, Upgrade Your Lifestyle, and I always seem to talk about downsizing and decluttering because people are certainly interested in that, but it's the upgrade side or the other side of downsizing is that you have more time, money, and freedom to upgrade your life and your lifestyle. So one thing that I want to talk about is not letting fear get in the way of designing and living the life that you really want. And then learning how to upgrade your life and your lifestyle before it's too late. So who doesn't love an upgrade? So whether it is a room upgrade at a beautiful hotel, or an airline upgrade to first class, whatever it is, but they elevate an ordinary experience and bring it up to a level of an extraordinary experience. So last year I was returning from my 30-day journey to the south of France, and I was randomly selected for a first class upgrade. And it was almost like icing on the cake or sprinkles on the ice cream, but for sure it elevated the experience of a beautiful trip to the south of France, and it just made it much more memorable. So what if you could create lifestyle upgrades, big or small, every single day? And all you have to do is choose them, and it doesn't have to cost any money at all. So think about the lasting impact that it would have on the quality of your life, on your overall happiness, if you could upgrade your life every single day, and if you're the one that gets to choose. And yet, we don't always give ourselves permission to enjoy those simple things, to live life fully. We're too busy, we don't have enough time, other things take priority. And we often prevent ourselves from living fully, from playing full out, to being on the court in our own life versus on the sidelines. And sometimes we're just afraid. We're afraid to step out of the comfort zone, to risk having much more of what life really could offer. So we stay right inside of our little circle, inside of our little box, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you realize you could upgrade your life, that's what upgrades are all about. So Lewis Carroll once said, "In the end, we only regret the chances we didn't take, the relationships that we were afraid to have, or the decisions that we waited too long to make." So living intentionally every day, which is what lifestyle design is, it will prevent you from saying someday, "I wish I had," or "if only I had done this or that." So I totally get that, we're living in uncertain times right now, and it's a little bit scary, the pandemic and so forth. But, and this is uncharted territory. And like you, we're in search of solid ground. We're in search of whatever a new normal might be. So taking risks at this time seems a little bit not exactly in sync. But the reality is, when you take risks to upgrade your life, you're going to actually improve some of those other things that are scarier. So many of us are dealing with job loss, death of a loved one, financial setbacks. Some are needing to pivot because of job loss or financial concerns. And some are even choosing to reinvent, to pivot, wanting to take this time as an opportunity to do something more meaningful with their life, whether it be a new career, new job, or whatever it is, but it is an opportunity. So those would be lifestyle upgrades. And many more of us are just wanting a simpler life with less stuff and less stress. And I think one thing that we all discovered during the pandemic, and we now realize just how much stuff we really have. And do we appreciate it? Do we enjoy it all? Or do we need to let go of some of it so we can then make room for a more elevated life? So it's like having too much stuff, not enough life. and then not taking the time to pursue what really matters to us. So why do we let fear prevent us from upgrading our lives to have the life that we really want? You know, it could be fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of letting go. For me, fear of letting go was a big deal when I downsized from my big home and chose to give away 95%. At first, it was a very scary thought because I had made stuff mean that I was successful. And by giving that up, then I was giving up part of my identity. But what I did realize is that the more I let go, the freer I felt and the more upgraded my life felt. So whatever your fear, consider what life could be like if you simply chose those simple upgrades every single day. They would certainly enhance your overall happiness and wellness, well-being. They would help to lighten the load. You know, right now in our country, a lot of things are very heavy, but lightening that load by doing something fun or, you know, choosing a lifestyle upgrade that just makes you feel good. And they would help you live a richer, more abundant life because of the upgrade. So 5 of my favorite lifestyle upgrades are, number 1, to unleash your inner child. You know, if you've watched a child play, and I now have a granddaughter who just turned 1, so watching her play it's just an adventure for me to watch her. So everything is an opportunity to discover, to explore, to be curious, to learn, to play, and then to practice. And for me, when I first moved to the city, I was just taking a walk with a friend and I spied a playground. And there was a swing on that playground and there was a little boy with his mom swinging. And so I sat beside him and I started swinging and soon we were competing. And all of a sudden he just stopped. And he turned and looked at me and he said, "Why are you here?" And it just made me laugh. Number 1, because I have 2 sons and that would have been something they would say. But on another level, I said, "I just want to be like you." So it was like an opportunity for me to play, to feel like a child, to play like a child. So unleashing that inner child gives you a big lift, a big boost. And if that's one of your lifestyle upgrades that you enjoy, I would try to employ that more frequently. Then the second lifestyle upgrade, one of my favorites, is to create special moments and to live in that moment. And this might sound easy, but it's really not. So when you start living in the moment, you start to notice things differently. You know, it's the little things that people do or say. It's being able to read, you know, what are they really saying, so you can have a real conversation. For me, when our dad was in a nursing home for 5 years, I would visit him, and we're early morning people, so I would bring his coffee and his little donut, and we would sit there, and he never spoke. He was mostly paralyzed, but he had one good arm, and that one good arm would frequently come around my shoulder with this big smile, and I would talk and talk and talk, and he became the best listener in the entire world. So I would say that, "Dad, you're such a great listener," and he would just smile because he, of course, couldn't speak. But that is an example of creating special moments that the memory is captured so vividly, and that image is there that I can recall it, and it just brings me joy to be able to relive that experience over and over again. Another lifestyle upgrade, and this one to me has become very important, it's the mindset of enough. So having all I want, all I need, and being enough. No more comparison. It's just who I am and feeling comfortable in that skin. So the mindset of enough is, it brings a peace of mind, a contentment, and without having to always strive for more. And yet the upgrade itself takes some practice, and practice it over and over again. So a fourth upgrade that I really enjoy is trying something new every single day. So you've heard, when was the last time you did something for the first time? I think that's an interesting thing to explore, and just be looking around. You know, maybe you haven't created a bonfire. Maybe you haven't roasted marshmallows either ever or whatever. So just think about what you have never done and you want to do. And then what scares you? So, but you wish you were brave enough to try it. You know, so is it skateboarding, riding a motorcycle, whatever it is. But if you upgrade your lifestyle, you're pushing yourself outside of your boundaries to try something new and a little bit that scares you, but you'll watch the growth from there. And then what's on your bucket list that's outside of your comfort zone? So, you know, going to a special exotic place. Of course, we're not traveling that much at this moment, but whatever it is that's on your bucket list, you know, let it stretch you. So a friend of mine, Luann Kahn, wrote a book, I Dare Me. So for one entire year, every single day, she dared herself to do something differently, with the intent that it would help her overcome her fear of having cancer. It's a beautiful story if you get a chance to read it. Doing something new every day helps you get out of your routine. It helps you get off of autopilot, which we all seem to get on sometimes, and it just makes life more interesting. And then a fifth one is downsizing and decluttering, which of course is what I've become known for. And you know, really what downsizing and decluttering is removing items from your life that no longer serve you and keeping only what you value most. So when I was able to downsize to my tiny little apartment here in Philadelphia, I look around and everything I have here I care about. Everything else was let go. So there was so much freedom there, and it allowed me to make room for other things I want to be doing in my life. And the sixth one, I guess I said 5, but I've got 6, living life on the skinny branches. So when you can embrace living outside of your comfort zone, it helps you to see the world differently. It helps you to see yourself differently. And that newfound confidence and courage that develops is one of the results of, you know, living life on the skinny branches. So Dr. Seuss once said, if you get a chance, take it. If it changes you, let it. No one said it would be easy. They just promised that it would be worth it. So I hope you've enjoyed these few lifestyle design upgrades in my book, Downsize Your Life, Upgrade Your Lifestyle. I have 31 lifestyle upgrades. It's also a free download on my website called 31 Lifestyle Upgrades. And I'd welcome you to go to the website, Rita Wilkins at ritawilkins.com, to download it and tell me what you think. And I'd be really curious, what lifestyle upgrade are you going to